Well, hello again. Welcome back. I'm going to continue on with our resume design. Just for a little review, I'm going to actually delete this text, and I'll just leave that one alone. What we're wanting to do when we place text is we're going to go File and Place, and you choose the Word document that you most recently worked on with your stripped formatting, and then you applied paragraph styles. And I'm going to click and drag a big text box here. There we go. That looks a little different than the last video. The last video I accidentally placed the text from my TXT document. So you want to use the one that is the new one that you created with the paragraph styles. Now I am going to delete a couple bits of information here. I'm going to delete the words Jane Doe and the contact information because I already have that up there from the previous video. Okay, now I'm going to turn off my inspiration crop so I can see the type a little bit better. I'm going to click off the text box. I'm going to hit W. And we're going to take a look at what we have here. We have things set up in paragraph styles. And paragraph styles should automatically come over into InDesign. Here we go. We have heading 1, 2, title, and so on. Now we can change the names of these if it's something that bothers us or we don't remember what heading 1 means. So I'm going to click on Profile, and that's called heading 1. If you want to change the name of this, you can double click on it, and you can call this Profile, Education, etc., etc. This means that the profile, the education, all that all look the same. Now, for the body copy, it's called List Paragraphs. I'm going to double click on that, and I'm just going to call it Body Copy. So this helps you quickly understand what is what. So for subtitle, I'm going to say company name and name, place, and date. And I'm going to hit OK. That should be body copy. This should be company name. So it automatically is applying this new name to all of the formatting. Okay, body copy, and so on. Okay, now I don't know what heading 2 is for, so I might go ahead and just dump that to get rid of something. Whoops, make sure you don't have text selected. It just changed that text to a heading, so I'm going to hit Command Z. I'm going to click off of the text box, and then I'm going to click on the word heading 2, and I'm going to hit the little trash can. Let's see, was there anything else? We had body copy, body text. I don't think we used that. It will let you know if you're trying to delete a paragraph style. It'll ask you what you want to replace it with. Now, I'm not going to delete that one. Okay, so I have profile, education, title, I don't really need that one. Contact details, I don't need that. So I have profile, education, no spacing, don't know what that was. And as long as it does not ask you to replace it with something else, then it's not being used. So a bunch of extra ones came in. Okay, so just cleared out any extra paragraph styles. Now the formatting here has gone a little crazy. It's funny when you bring something in from Word, when you place it from Word to InDesign, things can go a little nuts. This has a right alignment or right justified, so I'm going to double click on the paragraph style, and you can edit all of this information. This is one-stop shopping. So you don't have to use the control panels up here anymore for once you create a paragraph style. In fact, you should not use these, either paragraph or character or paragraph control panel. Anything that you do from this point on after you've created a paragraph style needs to be edited through the paragraph style. Again, you don't want to use a control panel up top. You don't want to go to the paragraph area here and change stuff or characters. So I'm going to double click on this, and I want this profile, the word profile, experience, education, maybe I want that to be left aligned. I click on preview, and then I'm going to look through here, and I'm going to see what this falls under. So I can click on each one of these, and it will tell me what kind of things you can do to the type, or what attributes are assigned to that type. So it looks like in indents and spacing, the alignment is there. So I'm going to tell it to align left, And since preview is on, you can actually see it happening, which is really cool. So this is really awesome to be able to edit something this quickly. Instead of clicking on every single word that's the same style, I can deal with one and it changes all of them. So in addition, if I wanted to, I could make this a little bit bolder because it's more important than some of the other information. There we go. I could change the color. You can see here character color is available. You've got all sorts of things that you can fix in here or change. Now I like that fairly well, so I'm going to hit OK. Now I click 4 times on the next paragraph, and that's called body copy. And right now I'm going to leave that alone because it's indented a little farther than what I want. But I'm not sure if that's too far because I still have the company name, place, and date that I've got to work with. So I'm going to double click on the company name, place, and date paragraph option or style option. And I am going to make that a little bit smaller. It shouldn't be bigger than the profile or experience. I also don't necessarily need to make that italic, so I'm going to make those regular. For character color, again, you can change that here. Maybe I just want to keep that black. I'm going to go back to basic. And if you would like that to be bold, you have the option of doing bold, italic, regular, depending on the typeface that you have. You can see it's bolded it. I don't care for Calibri, so I can also change the font. So if I wanted to use a different typeface, I could do that. So you can change lots and lots and lots of cool things here. And like I said, it's one-stop shopping. In addition, I probably want to indent this a little bit, so I'm going to go 4 items down where it says indents and spacing. And I can actually set a nice left indent on that. There we go. So I got a 11, okay, might as well just make it a full pica. 11 points. Alright, so I've indented it, I have moved it in, indented it, I've changed the font. I'm going to go ahead and make it even a little smaller. There we go. I hit OK. Now, these items appear like they're a little too close together. So the other thing I might do is I might go ahead and, it doesn't matter which one I'm selected, or I have selected, but I might go ahead and decide that there needs to be a little additional spacing before it. Now, this could be a little confusing because when I was first starting to use paragraph styles, there's a thing called space before paragraph and there's a thing called space after paragraph. Now, if you go to your paragraph control panel, you don't want to do this after you create the paragraph style, but I do want to show you where they're at if you were starting it. Here, this little gray bar with the little arrow indicates a space before a paragraph, and this is where you set your space after. So if you wanted a space before a paragraph, again, this would be before paragraph styles were created. Sometimes I don't have paragraph styles in Word, and I have to do them in InDesign. Create new ones by clicking on that button. Let me throw that away. Well, actually, let me apply that paragraph style back to that, and then I will throw this one away. Okay, so back to the space before or after. If you click on this button here, there's space before. But if I set everything to have a space before it, that means that experience is going to be pretty far away from this type. You want everything kind of in chunks. So I'm going to take that down. And this would do it to every single one of these if I were editing style. A space after it, I'm not going to do a space after it, but I do want space between the last paragraph or line type here and this one. So it would actually be that last line I might set a space after. Okay? So it's going to look something like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on body copy and I'm going to put a space after these paragraphs. So where is that found? Well, let's see. If I can look for the word spacing, oh, there it is, indents and spacing, my assumption is that the space after paragraph would be found there. Now, this is problematic. I can see with my preview turned on that every single line is getting a space after it. Now, if that's the case, and you don't want to have to work too hard at this, what I would do is I would use a soft return instead of a hard return between these lines that are all in this like block of copy. Now I'm going to click off of this text box. I'm going to hit the W key. You do want to see the grids, and you also will want to see the hidden characters. This is how I told you guys hidden characters are so important. So I'm going to type, and I'm going to go to type and then show hidden characters. Okay.